Welcome back, everyone, to a new episode of Crypto Harvest. Today is July 17th, 2026. And we can see that crypto has been pretty volatile, but overall for the week, it hasn't moved up much at all. We went down a bit, we went up a bit, we went down a bit, and we went back up. We did fairly well considering the market has been very choppy with the AI trade. Just on Friday today, we had the Clarity Act, but we also had this new DeepSeek 2.0. They call it Kimi, Chinese AI that it was very cheap to make and kind of puts the other AI platforms to shame in the US because it was so cheap in comparison to make, but its output was relatively similar to like Claude and to like Anthropic and whatnot. So you saw the market kind of tank a bit across the board, but Bitcoin held pretty steady. So with that being said, let's go and deposit some money. We're going to start with Goose and then we'll work our way through the farms and I'll bring you back for each one. All right, so we harvested all our egg and now our egg is equivalent to 0.1 BNB for the week. So we'll go ahead and confirm this swap. That brings our total up to around $60 for a BNB. Not too bad for the Goose token. So what I do here is I'm just going to quickly add it. So as you can see here, we have a new compound interest calculator that I added. 60 bucks is right there. But we'll jump into that in a bit. But next one after Goose is Olive. Okay, so now we are done olive farming and our olive made us around 30 bucks USD. So we will go ahead and pocket this change and update our tracker with $30. So that is not bad. We'll take that. So 30 on the olive tracker. That brings our total up a little bit. Okay, next one. This one is, drum roll please, Harul. Okay, so Harul gave us around 1380 this week. So let's go ahead and confirm this transaction and we'll update our tracker. 1380. Give or take. All right, so we'll go ahead and go here. Keep it to 13, keep it the same. All right, salt time. Let's go to Salt Bay. Right here. And I'll bring you guys once we're done harvesting. All right, so our salt is around $37, give or take, when we swap it over. So we'll go ahead and make that swap. $37, adding it there. No changes there. Okay, so our next one, and this is one I want to do with you guys. As you recall from last week's video, Robinhood did really well. I don't anticipate it doing as well this time. And I think my prediction last week was instead of the $45 that we had, it'll probably be half that, right? It'll probably be close to $20. Let's hope it can hit half, but fingers are crossed right now. Okay, so we need to focus on 3. So this is the only one we have right now. We still can do a BNB pool, but for now we'll be focusing on the BUSD pool. 3 is 0, and drum roll please. Let's do, sorry, we have to connect the wallet first. Let's do the right option, the right function. This will give us 14. You know what? It's not that bad. 14 is not that bad. Okay. So, with the 14, I will consider maybe creating this WBNB farm. Not too hard to create because it's on PancakeSwap v3. So all we have to do is we go into the liquidity pool and we will go ahead and create the, it's not RBH BUSD, but rather it'll be RBH BNB. Okay, let's do that. So first we go into V2, if it'll load, and then we'll keep it BNB here, but this would now be RBH, Robinhood swap. Let's go next here. We'll create this pool here. Whoa. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's around 1420. So let me just add this to our calculator. This will drop our earnings by a lot, but you know what? It is what it is. We weren't gonna get that $45 every week. That would be insane for the amount that we have in there. Okay, so 14 bucks here. We'll go create this pool, add, And then once that is created, I'll show you guys how to deposit this into the account. Again, you always want to get your network fee to the lowest so they don't kind of scam you. It might take 0.1 second longer for the transaction to go through, but it doesn't matter because 0.1 seconds is worth your time to save 10 cents. All right. Okay, so this is the tricky part. Like, I have to find how much balance of the LP we have. Good thing we have history, right? So all I have to do is go to my address on the BNB scan. And from there, I see I added liquidity. So what I do here is I pull this liquidity kick LP that I have. And I know this is where I have my balance. So I go into read contract. I'll save this address. So next time I go in, I know where it is, where it's at. I'll go into the balance of, and the reason why I want to see the balance is twofold. First, I want to see how much can I deposit. Secondly, I want to be able for this pool to allow approval of this LP. So in order to do that, you need to know the balance, right? So right now, for example, I want to make sure that this deposit pool is able to accept sort of the ownership. So where is it? Where is it? Sorry, it's here. What am I talking about? I want this pool to accept approval of depositing the LP into this farm, as you would say. So we go here, we'll do this. We'll add a few zeros to the end of it because if I were to add the pool again, and the amount might be larger than what I'm adding this time, I want to have a different pool ID for it, or a value for it. Okay, I find sometimes I talk and I don't think about what I'm talking about, and then I'm just yapping. So sorry about that, but hopefully you guys do understand. This is all live. There's no edits. There's nothing like that. So you will have some of those, and I'm working on that too, on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so we'll go ahead and see if this, oh, it might not, because it's 3. The pool ID is actually 2, my bad. So you can see just a digit of 1 can change the entire scope of what you can do. This should work now. Yeah, so now it works. So now next time, we can try to attempt it, yeah, see if it works. Next week, when we do this, we can see if we can actually harvest from this RBH WBNB pool. If we can, that's great. We earn some income. There's some chances it's not. Maybe the pool was inactive or it just doesn't work. Like, you have those one-off chances, but worth a gamble. If it doesn't work, we just withdraw our LP and just buy back the farm. Okay, so moving on to the next one. This is Dino. I'll be back once I'm done harvesting. Okay, so we have Dino completed now. Our Dino is around $31 that we earned this week. Slippage is an issue, so we will slippage up to 5%. And let's see if it works. Nope, I will make some edits. First edit I made it 2 million instead of 4 million, so I cut it down by half. We're able to harvest around 1433, so I'll add that to my calculator. The calculator here would just indicate 1433, and then the next round would just be the remainder. And we'll go ahead and swap that. And this is around 1530 is how here. Hit up 1530. So equal plus 1530. So made around 2963 from that. Not bad. Okay, last one is fish. So we'll go ahead and harvest fish and we'll give you back with an update. Okay, so we're adding around 982, but this is around 2 weeks worth of fish because I think I didn't add it in last week. So I'll divide that by half. I'll just say round it down, $4 that we made in fish this week. So we'll go ahead and confirm this transaction. All right, so we're done harvesting everything. Now we can see sort of how much money we're making. As you can see here, we have a compound interest calculator, and I just did the weekly, so now our daily average is back to around $33, sort of in line from what we had before that 45 crazy blimp up on Robinhood. But now we're back to around $33, which means on an annual basis, on a weekly basis, we're making 231 USD. On a monthly, we're making $900 USD. And on a yearly basis, we're making $12,000 USD. When converted to Canadian, that is $16,800. That's pretty insane. If I do say so myself. But first, we can see how much our current crypto is worth, because I need that to kind of determine our compound calculator interest. Okay, so what is this compound interest calculator? How it works is it sort of gives you a return, an expected final value using the NPV value formula on Excel that determines how much money you'll have after X amount of years. What we have right now is I want to see how much net worth we have. And the only real value that I want is what is on my BNB chain. Everything else doesn't matter. All my other accounts don't really matter because I just want to see how much my farm's value is worth, because that farm value is what's generating that ROI. So I strictly want to see how much my BNB farms are worth. So DBank has most, it doesn't have all. So it has Goose Finance, it has like some other stuff. It also has like JetSwap and Salt and Olive, but it doesn't have everything. And you'll notice that too as we go through this. Like it's missing some items, which is not ideal. Like also it might not record like rupee, for example, right? It really only records the BUSD side, not how much rupee is. This is 300. Realistically, it's closer to $700 in the farm. But this is just a rough estimate, right? So we're going to use around a $27,000 estimate, $26,000 just as an estimate. And then what we do is how much additional are we adding per period? We're adding on a daily basis, we're adding $33, but we really should be adding on a monthly basis. So this amount should be the monthly amount. And we're compounding it frequency wise. We're compounding it monthly. Really, we're compounding it on a weekly basis, but some we're doing monthly, and I want like a more realistic approach, more conservative rather. So therefore, we're doing monthly as our contribution frequency rate. And this is where it comes into play. Like this is how much I'm expecting our growth to be. And the reason I say that is because on average, our pools are earning us around 20, maybe not 20%, right? Realistically, it might be averaging like 15% return, right? On just the interest itself. And then if you can factor in appreciation of value, that's where we get around 20%. It's give or take, right? Because a lot of these native tokens that we're farming, like Goose, like Olive, like that token would go down. But we have like a BNB side to most of these, which would probably go up in the long run, right? So let's be kind of conservative here, including our ROI and the expected growth of the underlying coins. 20% seems reasonable. Like your average return is like 10% in the stock market, but here we're doing way more high risk, way more high returns. Honestly, not that much high risk. High risk in the sense that we're playing with crypto. Is not high risk in the sense that this is a yield farming method. These are constant earnings that we're earning every period. Meanwhile, if you're doing stocks, it goes up and down in price. It's not really a constant return. We're guaranteed at least like 15% based off our farms. A number of years is how many times are we compounding this? We're compounding it on like a 10-year basis. So if our current age is around 28, that means our compound year age when we retire with our value will be at around $38 years of age. And this means our final future value at age 38 will be around $500,000. And now this is good. And then if we factor in other stuff like our other stock markets earnings, then we're looking at a much higher value, right? Let's say that if we stretch this to 20 years now, like 48, just with our crypto alone at age 48 in 20 years, it will be worth around $4.3 million. So that's just something to keep in mind. Again, our actual crypto balance is it's probably a lot higher than 26. We have a lot of other accounts. Not everything is on our MetaMask wallet. We have other places where we can earn money that's not shown on DBank, but this is just a rough estimation, and we're doing pretty well for ourselves. So again, if you do like this content, remember to like and subscribe. And with that being said, Crypto Harvest, peace out.